day, wherever you are.
Okay.
Okay, now
Take it away, Linda. We are on all platforms now.
We are on all platforms. So good morning, everyone. I just wanted to welcome all of you to this day. It's a very special day. I'm so grateful for the Charter for Compassion for allowing me to be the global read. This is a book that has great meaning for the Peace Dragon because it's called The Peace Dragon. And so I'm thrilled to be able to share this story for you because it is about making friends. It is about seeing this world in a loving light, and it's dedicated to all the new friends. So hello, new friends out there, and to all of the friends that I hope to continue making throughout my life, and also dedicated to two friends who are the characters of this book, and to the city of Mumbai, who I send great love to. In this, I'm going to share, and we're going to be sharing some technology, so all of you bear with me, because I'm going to put on a screen that talks about what we're doing and how we see the world. And it is interesting because when we sometimes look at something in the world, we have our own specific point of view. And when I teach peace, I want us to start to learn every point of view. It's as if we stood on a big circle and we were looking into that circle and trying to see everything with heart. And you can see that heart right there, that we want to see everything together and that every point of view matters. Because every piece is a part of the puzzle to getting to the whole truth, to getting the whole story. So when you look at that picture, can you tell what it is? Can you see what it is? No. So what if I start revealing parts of the picture? So as people start to tell their story, can you see what the picture is now? Is it starting to become clearer? Can you make some guesses? We'll add some other pieces. Can you tell? Do you see something? If each of these pieces were not coming together in the picture, you can imagine if you were hearing a story and only seeing one part of that puzzle piece, it might look completely different to you. So if you're only looking at this little piece up in the corner like that, you don't get the whole picture. But if you make judgments and respond to what you see in that little corner, you may not be getting the whole picture. And there may be some explaining to do afterwards when you get the whole story. That can happen with friendships. We can misunderstand the way someone's tone in their voices. We can misunderstand what they said, what they did. They may have a different intention. And so until we start to get the whole entire story, until we make an attempt to get the whole picture, it will look very different. And as I'm putting all these pieces together, you can see what it is. Or can you? Because that's the other portion of the story here. What we do learn is that this picture is upside down, because from wherever you're standing on the circle, things will look differently. And so as we start to change this, right, and we turn it around, you can now see that this is the dragon, and you'll have to look for this picture as we go along. And I'm going to take those lines out of there so you can see that that's what it is. So start to, when I read the story to you, look at what happens when someone doesn't get the whole picture. Look what happens. How do people respond? How do people look at things? How are you looking at things? And how might you change the way that you look at things? So this is The Peace Dragon. It was written by me. It was illustrated by this amazing illustrator named Marco Ferlati, who lives in Italy. I live in Nashville, Tennessee. So we're live here from Nashville, Tennessee. And I'm gonna start to work a little, like I said, a little new technology, which does not seem to be working. So we'll go to old technology. Oop. So there it is. And it says special Peace Dragon size hugs to my entire family, all my friends and my yet to meet friends. A big dragon woohoo to my special agents LS and JR, and to the amazing city of Mumbai, who has shown the world the fearless and loving nature of our human spirit during challenging times. And I want you to, think about the word beazing, because our words make such a difference. And the stories that we tell and share in this world make a difference. So when you tell a story, let us tell stories of peace. And so now join me as I share the Peace Dragon. Now, this is a story in which small explorations turned into giant adventures. It's about how the things we see aren't exactly what they seem. Sometimes they're better or worse. But this is not that kind of story, or at least not all of it is. This is the kind of story that starts on a perfect day for an expedition for an explorer named Sherwin. Today, he's happily wandered well away from home and stumbled over a sparkly stick. Well, it seemed stuck. So Sherwin gave that sparkly stuck stick a great big tug. And pop! It wasn't stuck, and it wasn't a stick. It was a tail belonging to a great big dragon. Ah! Cried Sherwin. The dragon just smiled. Now, great big dragons aren't something you see every day. Someone else might have run away, but Sherwin was curious, a bit confused, and maybe just a teeny bit afraid. After all, this was a dragon, but a smiling dragon. Why are you smiling? He said. Well, said the dragon, almost laughing, I always smile when I meet someone new. It's in my nature. People I don't know are simply friends I haven't met yet. Why are you screaming? Because you're a great big dragon, of course. You're covered in giant spiky scales. You're kind of scary. Really? Asked the smiling dragon. Come a little closer. Now, when a smiling dragon asks you to come closer, it may make good sense to pause. In some stories, getting close to a dragon can be a very bad decision. This isn't that kind of story. In some stories, an explorer may be too timid to get closer to a dragon. Sherwin isn't that kind of explorer. Sherwin stepped closer. My name is Omani, and I'm a peace dragon. I've devoted my life to meeting and making friends and spreading a message of peace and love. What you see is scary is actually the point of my message, she said, slipping off a scale. It starts with taking time to get the whole picture. It's about greeting the world with open eyes and hearts, said a stunned Sherwin. You're covered in hearts. Sherwin looked to see if he was covered with anything interesting. He was. I'm Sherwin, he said, and I'm covered in dirt. They laughed and laughed, and the seeds of friendship were planted. From that day forward, Sherwin and Omani set off on daily adventures, exploring every hill, field, and forest. The roots of their friendship grew deep. One day, while resting in their favorite tree, Sherwin finally asked Omani something that had been rolling around in his head for some time. You know, I've explored just about everywhere, and I've never met a peace dragon. Where do you come from? Where do you live? Where have you been hiding? Omani laughed. I haven't been hiding anywhere, Sherwin. And right now I'm from nowhere. I'm exploring. I've been wandering the world looking for a good place to live. You know, it's a little difficult for a dragon to find a loving home. What? You have no home? Sherwin was stunned. You've got to come and live with my village. You're going to love my friends. Omani smiled. Thank you, Sherwin. That's certainly big-hearted of you. But I'm not sure it would work the way you're thinking. The people in your village might not like it if you bring home a dragon. Dragons can be very scary. Remember, even you screamed when you first saw me. Omani had a point, but Sherwin was too excited to listen. All he could see was his friend. "You're not scary at all. You're a peace dragon," Sherwin said. "You are made of hearts, and so are we. You'll see. Come on." And Sherwin headed toward his village, assuming Omani would follow. And follow she did. At first a bit skeptical, but then excited herself. Maybe this time, she hoped, because this is that kind of story. Meanwhile, back in the village, everyone was going about their day as usual. A usual day consisted of people chatting in the streets, working together, lending a hand, and really just being nice to each other. There were people with kind hearts, just as Sherwin had described them. Sherwin was so eager to introduce Omani to his friends that when he spotted the statue in the middle of town, he couldn't wait any longer. "Race you to the statue," he shouted. Sherwin dashed away, and Omani raced after him. Although the villagers in Sherwin's town were really great people, when they looked up, all they saw was Sherwin being chased by a great big dragon. And the dragon was catching up. They jumped into action. The villagers quickly formed a mad, muttering mob, moaning and smashing into each other as they prepared to battle. "Sherwin will save you! It's a beast! Ah! It's hideous! Terrifying! Arm yourselves! Prepare to battle!" "Stop!" cried Sherwin. "Please stop!" Bumping and banging into itself, the crowd stopped only inches away from bashing into the two frightened friends. "This is my friend Omani," Sherwin explained. "She's a peace dragon." "Dragons aren't peaceful. Dragons are scary. Dragons are nasty." Nobody was listening at all until, "Wait, look," said one gentle voice in the crowd, pointing at their shadow. "Are we a nasty dragon?" The whole crowd fell silent as they looked. They were the only nasty dragon in sight. Slowly, the villagers began shuffling apart, and the shadowy shapes became friendly, familiar faces. Sherwin showed them the piece Omani's scales. "She's made of all hearts." Sherwin told them why we were running. "We were racing to meet you." And very quickly, that great big dragon disappeared. And Omani the peace dragon appeared. The villagers' eyes were opened, and they could see what Sherwin saw. They felt their hearts turn toward love. Omani felt their love too. She finally had a loving home. Sherwin and Omani kept exploring, and wherever they went, they shared Omani's message. The village embraced her message too, and you might say Omani became the heart of the village. In fact, Omani's message is also the heart of this story, and hopefully, one day, it'll be the heart of this world. Because while things can sometimes seem strange and scary, an open heart may reveal that they are friendly and loving. And if we choose, we can all live that kind of story. And remember that picture? There we are. Greet the world with open eyes and an open heart. Use your heart as your compass and keep your compass pointed toward love. Omani. So that's the story of the peace dragon, and that's how we come together, by telling our stories, by each of us sharing us how we see things, and as we become one. So this is a way that we can begin to learn to use our voices with a compassionate tone, where we can learn how to tell everyone about the heart of what we're feeling, about the heart of the world that we can create by finding all of our stories to create the picture that we need to be creating. So I want to thank you all for joining me today. I want everyone to, this is Cyber Monday here in the United States, and I'd like you all to send out a virtual message of love. So when you go online, take a moment and just send a heart. Just send a heart via your phone. Kids, ask your parents to send a heart to someone that you would love to send a heart to. Send a message of love, and do that every day. Because every day we have an opportunity to change this world into the story that we want to see. So just like that, when you see the point of this story and you get the whole heart, and remember, peace in leads to peace out. So all of you have an amazing day, and thank you for sharing this time with me. Now, I don't know if you had some questions, but if you don't have some questions, if you do have questions, you can go ahead and send them to lindarags@mac.com. So if the students have some questions, please ask away, and I will answer offline as I can. If there's things that you would like to know and share, please do, and I will post them on the Peace Dragon website and also on the Peace Dragon Facebook page. You can also go to Linda Ragsdale and let me know. I think that as far as discussion questions, everyone should start to look at the times in their lives where they didn't get the whole picture, right? And where we've learned other pieces of information, how they've come together. And if there's a moment now that you've learned something and you've let a friendship sort of come distant and apart, go ahead and challenge yourself to build that new bridge. And remember to meet everyone with that smile. Meet everyone as just a friend you haven't met yet. And again, thank you all for joining us. And everybody, give Mimi Hicklin a big hand for helping us get it on Facebook Live, and also for the Charter of Compassion, who shared this beautiful Zoom format with us. I'm always open to doing sessions with each class and each school openly, so please connect with me and let me know how I can help bring peace into your school, into your home, into your neighborhood community. Again, thank you so much, and peace in leads to peace out.
Linda, thank you so much. I just want to, before we sign off, would you mind writing your email address in the chat box so that everybody sends questions to the right address?
Sure. And
or I can write it if you say it again.
I think I'm doing it. So right here we go. This is the one thing that I hadn't, does that show up? Did it go? Oh, it said privately.
Oh,
so
here.
I go to, can you do it?
Yes.
All panelists.
Everyone. All panelists and attendees.
Did that go?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yes.
So
okay.
How do we get legislation? So here we have, how do we get legislation for heart and soul community service with a good basic guaranteed income with this thing? Okay. I'm not sure how to answer that one because that has information that is beyond the expertise that I know. And that's a really good question. It's a point here to talk about, know what we know, and then look for the people that we can connect each other to help someone else get that whole picture put together for one another. How do we create this understanding of what it is that people are not only searching to help create for others and themselves, but connecting everybody together in the right way? One of the greatest adventures I've had in life is simply by doing one conversation at a school that literally connected me to my first trip overseas to go to Peru, and then to China, and then to Brazil, and all around. So having these conversations. So as you look through those lists of conversations, go over, and if you can, connect with that person, introduce yourself to this new person, this new friend on this line, and see if you can answer the questions. And I'll share with you what we would love to do, what the Peace Dragon is looking for. I want equal time for peace. I was at a school recently where there was an active shooter drill right after I left a room. I'm looking for people who know Staples or Office Depot or a downloadable source that we can create the Klingon materials so that when you walk into schools and we have those horrible signs that have the no guns, that there is a sign that says peace lives here, peace is taught here, that every time a child walks out of the bathroom, that these Klingon message says, you've got this, we can do this together, speak up, tell me what you need, that we can give these messages and create a balance to everything. For every active shooter, we want an active empathy portion taken on, so that we can start creating a greater understanding of the balance of all the emotions we have. Yes, we do need skills, but we also need the skills to understand how to take that fire that we have and make it into light, so that we can put light onto the subjects that we want to talk about. So everything we can is worth opening the conversation for and starting new conversations. And a conversation, let me define that for you. A conversation is where everyone shares information and walks away with a greater knowledge. A conversation is not being told something. A conversation is a sharing. A conversation is not a power exchange. It is an exchange. And it is an exchange where everyone walks away with new information and possibly a joined mission, or walks away with the information that knows what will put together the whole picture. So when we do create programs, they are an asset to every person involved. So thank you. I will look through. I think that we are running out. I know that some of the classes that are coming through will have to end. So teachers, please feel free. Like I said, we can hold Skype sessions afterwards and we can talk about things. Zoom platform, we love you for allowing us to have this space. And Mimi, again, thank you for doing all of this.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. I'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.